Hey, what's up, everybody? This is the I don't know if I want to call it either Bucks talk or Bucks react or like WFSO reaction or what the case may be. I don't know, but we probably just going to keep it as WFSO Bucks talk. So this video maybe probably be about an hour at the most. I'm trying not to drag it that long and stuff like that. So we just gonna talk about Bucks, and I did check out a couple of the latest mock draft. Y'all probably saw it was probably yesterday's video that I talked about the Bleacher Report's latest mock draft. And I like picked a few others. Like I'm gonna check out ESPN's and also they all they're throwing these like ideas. What the Bucks should do. Like they had suggestions of a Giannis trade, and they also had suggestions of if you building around Giannis, like trade scenarios and stuff like that. Um, which we are going to check out. And think is there like other ones I haven't checked out? Let me look because I did went through Yahoo and see what they have. And I apologize for the frozen camera. Kind of ridiculous them doing this, and there we go. So oh yeah, I was gonna click Sports Illustrated one too. So we will look at Sports Illustrated one. I think I can get rid of that now. So what we're gonna do is look at ESPN's 2025 NBA mock draft and see where the Bucks land. And I'm sorry, there's just some social media, like sports media, and don't know that the Bucks are allowed to buy a draft pick. Like they can send somebody cash considerations for it, or it's one of those things. It could be like the 40, maybe they move up with the 47 pick, or they do a swap, but still like buy somebody else's like draft pick. They can do that because it's been done before. It's just not that many people like talking about giving them cash considerations for a draft pick. So it's probably most likely going to be like late in the draft. So we'll see how that goes. So it was a center that they said when I read while I was showing y'all yesterday's video that that's what the Bucks will be going for. So like I said, I always say like either if you go for a center in the draft or you go for a guard and get from the guard from free agency. So it's either a point guard or a center. So they don't need no more wings or anything like that. They need to develop like the wings that they got now. So it won't be no mix up or anything like that. But like I understand, because it mentioned that they're gonna be aggressive like when it comes to trying to build a team around Giannis, because rumor has it, and I think ESPN and a few other places are still not letting go that Giannis is staying with Milwaukee. So just don't get it. And plus, oh yeah, also okay, so the second round is going to be on the 26th, but it's going to start later than usual. If y'all didn't know or forgot, last year they did had the second round pick, but it was like in the afternoon. I think it was like 1 or 2 p.m. our time here in Milwaukee. Yeah, and I think it ended up being that early, and that's why we end up with Tyler Smith. But sadly, like in mid-season, AJ Johnson got traded, and it seems like Doc was not giving any young people no play. So I think he kind of learned his lesson after the season. He been through, like especially the beginning of the Bucks had like 2-8. Then a little bit of a turnaround up, winning up to the 2024 NBA Cup. So that's always a good thing. So that's a positive that we can say about the Bucks season. Hey, they was the first team in the Eastern Conference that won the NBA Cup, but they're overall the second team to do it. So That's something, and I think some people don't think it ain't nothing. It's something. So I don't care what y'all say. Like y'all can put it all any way y'all want it, but it's going to end up being important very soon, and it's going to take like some years for people to be realize that. Oh yeah, the Bucks did win that. Oh my God, you know what I mean? So yeah, like I said, y'all keep in mind those that NBA Cup does matter. Um, but anyway, so let's see. Okay, first round. Okay, second round. Third. Oh, they got Ace Belly out of the Oh, they got. Okay, Charlotte gonna get Wisconsin's own Con Cooper now. Sorry if I said his name wrong. Okay, without shoes, he's 6'5". Probably okay. With shoes, he'd probably be like end up 6'6". So fair enough. Oh, oh wow. They got Ace Bailey dropped down to the Wizards. But that'd be something. Although they got rumors about Jordan Poole, and they may want to trade him, and it's crazy enough. There were some rumors about that he would the Bucks may want him. But it's like looking at the question like, how can that work? I don't even think it can. Let's see. Okay, 7-footer. Yeah, why not get an international player that could be the future? So, I think that's where it's at right now. Getting international players, especially you got like majority of them. That's like loyal to the team that give them a chance. Well, there's actually there are some players out there like American players that kind of loyal to. But you just don't have that one. Like being loyal and like want to join like a super team or try to get it on their own. So you don't see that many of that, and it's kind of sucks that it's like that route. But I think that's why people like him more about international players because they are loyal to the team they draft from, and it's not like that big of a deal. They ain't all about the spotlight like in New York and LA and stuff like that. So that they the Knicks and again Kristaps Porzingis, and he ended up being a good player, but he didn't want to be there. So I think the dynamics of teams want to stay at with their with the teams they get drafted at. It like, and plus the NBA put the rules on like more and more like they can make sure that the players that get drafted to their teams that that team can pay them more. So that's always a good thing. And of course the Brooklyn Nets end up with our pick thanks to the trade they did with the Pelicans. But I know they're somewhere in the first round of the draft too. So I think the Pelicans is not that worried. Yeah, the 23rd pick. And yeah, they recently did made a trade to Indiana today, so yeah, that happened. So I think what they trying to think what pick that the Pacers have now. So is it the it's probably gonna be that 7 pick that they said the Pacers had trade for. So Pacers gave up like multiple picks for this year, I believe. Yeah, and just for get to the 7th. Oh no! I'm sorry. They traded. I think they traded their pick or something like that. But it was all confusing. But you know what? It's probably on ESPN and all that other stuff. Because it was just posted everywhere, and I think NBA.com does not have it though. So that's probably the only trick. So hey, the report could be false. So we'll wait and see. Huh. Magic going for a big man. Well, I think they need more to worry more about their shooting than anything else. But that's just my take. okay, yeah, they probably will need somebody, to step up. Maybe if this draft, Drake Powell end up being something, because Jason Tatum will be out, most of next season, and maybe they'll keep, Drake Powell and have him, maybe do the shooting guard and have like Jalen Brown being move up to the small forward, maybe like a 1-2 punch. Because Boston is actually getting rid of some of their players, like Kristaps Porzingis is one from what rumors said, and also Drew Holiday may be on the move because they are over the second apron. So I know they probably would want to get out of that. And I know Phoenix is another team that's on over the second apron. So yeah, they're kind of screwed too. So they only can do what they can, especially with that pick. And plus, the pick for Phoenix is really not that bad. They really do need a true point guard anyway, so maybe that will help them out in the long run. And now to the second round, although you just get the little bits and pieces. So for people, like I said, oh yeah, that was one of the players I think the Bucks would have got Hanson Yang, but some people think he might be going in the early second round. So hey, it's possible. Um, yeah, because it seems like there was a lot of centers in the second round. Oh, okay, John Troyer, picked up by the Kings. Um, that's funny because they got him being picked. Bleacher Report, if y'all saw the video yesterday, they got like John Troyer get picked in late second round, not like in the mid. So this is a little bit different. So now we get to see. Oh wow, they even moved up on Orlando selecting Cam Jones from Marquette. So yeah, could be a combo guard. I know that's one of the players that they think the Bucks should have went after as well. If they have opportunity, but let's see what they go for. Kobe Bryant. Like I said, they do not need any more wings. They really don't. Like maybe they can get somebody that's 3-and-D in free agency, but they don't need that in the draft unless they actually gonna, because they really needs like a point guard or center. Because if they end up somehow some crazy way they end up re-signing Brook Lopez, I think a lot of Bucks fans are gonna live it. Well, including myself, because what else he's gonna do? Like, might as well call his career over. So it just sucks. Um, oh, Cleveland ended up having Milwaukee's second round pick. So yeah, that's kind of crazy. I think it was involved with a trade, but I just can't remember like what trade. Um, but yeah, that's it. Like I said, the Bucks really need to look for either a guard or a center, like a point guard. Not like a wing. They don't need a wing. They already have them. They just need to start using them. Well, Doc should be start using them. So that's mainly like the draft, and of course, people up in arms and talk about 8 Giannis Bucks or Bucks trades that should shake up the league. So I've seen one of them already, but I didn't see the rest of them. So there's more out there than what they were saying. So what can the Bucks do this summer? Okay, so yeah, talk about that. Of course, trade or three trades to build around Giannis. So we will look at that, and I'd rather they have that than try to get rid of Giannis. So, but then again, you got ESPN, so who knows what they're up to. So okay, they got the Bucks getting Ayo Dosunmu from Chicago, which is gonna be interesting. Why they think they're gonna get him? Wendell Carter Jr. and Jet Howard. Okay, so or let's see, Orlando Magic will get. Sorry, didn't try to skip it. Pat Connaughton Jalen Smith from Chicago, and Javon Carter from Chicago, going to Orlando. And 23rd first round pick. I'm hopefully that's Chicago's, not Milwaukee. But the 2032 first round pick swap with Milwaukee. I'm okay with a swap, but at least do not get rid of their 2031 first round pick. I hope that's Chicago's that they're hinting at. Um, so Chicago will get Kyle Kuzma, Andre Jackson Jr., and 2031 second round pick. I do not like this already. Like for the Bucks end, I like it, but like who they had to give up, like I'm like 50-50 with Pat Connaughton, so I'm not, for it or against it or anything like that. But anything that's involved any like first round picks that the Bucks have, no, I'm sorry, but a team can kick rocks. Since I was a GM. Like, nope, we didn't get rid of our first round pick, but we'll give up our second round picks for the future. But no, everybody else can kick rocks, and plus, the guys the Bucks are getting, they're not like really like all. They probably be some game changers, but they're not an all-star caliber like players. Like you have your future, but they're not like an all-star. So that's just my opinion of that. So that's what I say. Wait a minute. This is interesting. Let's see. One that would be a perfect fit, particularly if the Bucks don't bring back Lopez, which they shouldn't. Kristaps Porzingis from Boston. It is difficult to image the team working out a deal, but keep in mind that Drew Holiday found his way to Boston after Milwaukee dealt with him to Portland. So yeah, that is a big possibility. So and I'm sorry, but I don't think they're gonna really just give up Kyle Kuzma just like that. I don't see it, but I don't know. Weird things happened before. So this one, no. This is like a definite no too. The Bucks get Cam Johnson, but the Brooklyn Nets get Kyle Kuzma and a 2031 first round pick and 2032 first round pick swap. No. No. That would be a hell no. Like, good, as Cam Johnson sounds, but no, I don't think they want to get screwed by Brooklyn again. What they did with that Jay Crowder for like a whole bunch of second round picks. So no, we're pass. But just hopefully they don't do no dumb stuff before. So let's just see. Okay, now we got this one. Probably this most likely we'll probably will get the Bucks maybe a little bit the Suns maybe a little bit off of the second apron. Oh wow, Ace Bailey cancels workout with the Sixers. Wow. So oh yeah, that's interesting. So that's probably why some of these analysts got like Ace Bailey dropping down at the top 3 and maybe just getting in the top 5. So yeah, this is shocking. And I guess 76ers does got problems of their own. But just wait and see. So they saying the Bucks will get Bradley Beal, Royce O'Neal, and the 2025 first round pick, the number 29th pick from Phoenix, which I don't know if Phoenix would be crazy enough to get rid of their 29th pick this year, because I don't even know if they do have a second round. I know they don't have no first rounds because I think they traded them away from in a couple of deals they made. So I don't know. Will they take a chance on if they decide get rid of the salary Damian Lillard because of the salary? I just don't see like Damian Lillard going anywhere. But like I said, shocking things happened before. I'm kind of shocked. They added Pat Connaughton in this. Although I know he's gonna accept his player option. But like I said before, like if Pat Connaughton goes, he goes. If he stays, which looks like he's going to keep his player option, then so be it. So like I really like the past month before the playoffs that Pat Connaughton like did so well, and it looked like he found his footing back. So which is good. Um, and plus with Bradley Beal got the no trade clause, and he denied a trade with the Bucks like going to him for Chris Middleton the first time, and what really makes think like Bradley Beal is gonna like do it this time, and plus like do we have to have another player like I said, I know Bradley Beal's like what 30, 31 or something like that, but I really just don't see that happening as well. Although it's nice, but I just really don't think the Phoenix will be that sucker to get it. Now here are the stupid trades. 5 trades for Giannis, which I don't know why they like put it up here because there's no way Okay, Rockets get Giannis Antetokounmpo, Pat Connaughton. Then Milwaukee get Edward Shingun, which is a phenomenal center. So yeah, Ken Whitmore, Reed Shepard, Jock Lando. Okay, they get a 2025 first round pick, the number 10th pick, 2027 first round pick via from Phoenix, and a 2028 first round pick. So yeah, they do have a swap with the Pelicans for the final time, so that would be something for 2026 they already have, but it's just uncertain about their 2026 second round pick. So that's uncertain. 2027 first round pick. So if Phoenix go down the hole again like they were this past season, maybe this will be beneficial for the Bucks. But yeah. 2028, I think they had a, let's see it, because I know, the 2026 second round pick, it may end up going to the Wizards, if we'll find out about that, after the end of next year, but, 2027 first round pick, I think they don't have a 2027, I think they got a 2028, and so they maybe they end up having 2 2028 first round picks. You never know, but I know I'm automatically gonna say no to this because I don't want to get rid of Giannis. But at the same time, I know if he decides he wants out, which most likely he's not, and because I know the team's got to do what's best for them. Not for the player, just for them. Like you want out, then we're gonna do what's best for us. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to skip that. I hate when this happens. So Toronto gets Giannis Antetokounmpo. Of course, like the Giannis and Raptors, trade is all over news because the Raptors president are like good friends and stuff like that, but that doesn't mean that they should get him because they're good friends. It's like saying the same thing. Chris Paul and LeBron James are good friends, but they haven't teamed up. Like seriously. Especially I don't think Chris Paul or Carmelo Anthony ever team up either, and they're good friends. So I'm sorry, but they can just throw that out the window, like you being friends and stuff like that. So. And plus, how's it all gonna work with and I'm glad they mentioned this with Brandon Ingram that they got last season from the Pelicans. So, and of course, sorry guys, just trying to take off my sock. So just looking at it again, I can see the Brandon Ingram and Giannis combined because small forward, power forward, and maybe that work out. And Brandon Ingram is still young, but I don't think Scotty Barnes, Grady Dick, and Ocha Abigail. Oh, I don't even know who that is. A 2025 first round pick would be the number 9th. 2029 first round pick. So they probably will end up with 2 first round picks if they do this. and two 2031 first round picks. So it's like, even if that's the case, if Toronto end up doing so good, they gotta give up more picks than that. So that's just me. Like, I'm just looking out for the Bucks a better fit, because because it's like these all these analysts be thinking, like, a team will get, like, the mock trades that they do, other team get screwed. So, like this, for example, Spurs get Giannis Antetokounmpo, Milwaukee Bucks get Harrison Barnes. Why we want to get an agent Harrison Barnes? Keldon Johnson, Jeremy Sokin. It will be the first start for Jeremy Sokin. Although him and Kevin Johnson are like young players, but these are a lot of picks, for the Bucks. So 2025 first round pick, that would be the number 2 pick. So that would be something. 2026 first round pick. Okay, so wherever team Atlanta and San Antonio will get like the worst record, that's where the pick will end up with the Bucks regardless. So it just depends on where Atlanta and San Antonio end up landing. And 2028 first round pick would be between better of Boston and San Antonio. So most likely it probably would be like San Antonio, something like that. 2030 first round pick, better Dallas, Minnesota, and San Antonio, but maybe San Antonio, because I don't think I'll see like Dallas going down anytime soon with some of the players that they have, and plus they most likely going to end up getting Cooper Flag, so I don't see Dallas going to be falling off any time. Then the 2031 first round swap for the better of Sacramento and okay, so yeah, the Bucks will get the better pick. So maybe maybe that could be something, but I know, because people talk about Victor Wembanyama and Giannis. Well, that would be a good power game or power team, and they got this one, which I think I've seen before, and I also said no. Because you have Giannis Antetokounmpo going to Detroit for Tobias Harris, Jalen Ivey, and what everybody will hate the most after the foul that he did. I think he did it against Giannis, so how is that going to work? And the fans were really livid with this trade. Although we get 2027, 2029, and 2031 first round pick, but no, still no. It's like, don't some of these people get it? If you're trying to go for an all-star, you gotta get them an all-star. You see how the Luka Doncic and Anthony Davis trade worked? That's how you should do it, like an all-star for all-star. Although Dallas were dumb enough to make that trade, but a star for all-star. And you already know about the rumors that Dallas did approach Milwaukee, like get Giannis for Luka, and Milwaukee said no. So yeah, so Golden State Warriors get Giannis Antetokounmpo. Like, again, like, okay, so this is like, it could be a 14 trade. So Golden State get Giannis. Lakers get Draymond Green and Daniel Gafford. Okay, that is what. Oh crap! I hate when that happens. Sorry. I didn't try to. Okay, Dallas will get Gabe Vincent, 2031 first round pick from the Lakers, and they get a 2025 second round pick, which will be the 41st pick. So this is what they have, and I'm like 50-50 against this. So the Bucks will get Austin Reeves, Brandon Pominski, so they'd be good with their point guard at that point. But Jonathan Kuminga, no, I'm not a fan of undersized power forwards. So Trace Jackson, Davis and Maxi Keebler. Um, so they will, get a center out of this, and also they would get 2029 first round pick from the Warriors. 2031 first round pick with the Warriors, and 2030 first round swap with the Lakers. They ain't got no picks in 20. Oh yeah, they got a swap with. I think they got a swap with Portland. So yeah, that's gonna be weird. Um, so I don't know how that's gonna work. So I really don't see this working. Although Golden State will be more of a power trip if they end up getting Giannis, but I still don't see this happening. And no, it's another no. That's all it is. Okay, so that was all the trade for that, and I'm sorry, but ESPN's full of crap, and that's not the way to Although y'all wanted to see Giannis get out of the small market team so bad, it's still stupid. So no, 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 no. I just can't stand that either. That's all people say is like no, not right now, Sports Illustrated, because there's some stupid stuff y'all been putting on your page too. So I probably have to move my camera. So hold on a second. I hate when this happens. So okay. And I know I got an update on the website too. I'm gonna do that tonight as well. Um, so I don't know. Is this the full draft? So hopefully it is, because hey, we need to know what's going on in the second round. Of course, Dallas. That's those two are the same. Okay. I'm sorry, but this is almost the same as the other ones in their top five. Okay, so they do a little bit different, so because ESPN, I think they had Ace Bailey going to Utah, but Sports Illustrated got say otherwise. Okay, Ace Bailey is going to the Wizards. Okay. Oh no, no, I'm sorry. ESPN did have the same thing, but they kind of switched it up with Con Cooperl. Cooperl. I'm sorry if I say his name wrong. I know I'll get used to it eventually. So right now, we're not looking or concerned about the first round pick unless the Bucks make some dramatically good thing and get a first round pick, which I don't see that happening. And it's gonna be a little bit slow because I don't know why it's like seems like it's trying to keep up. Um, let's see, if Bucks would have kept their 19 pick, who would they would have got? Probably got a guard, like I said, somebody that they didn't need. Was he like a Okay, so, oh wow, son of Jason Richardson. Okay, okay, so he's probably a little bit shorter than his dad, because everybody knows about Jason Richardson, 6'5" guard that can jump. So they probably saying he's probably like 6'2", 6'3". So I don't know. Then okay, go to the full. Oh yeah, I forgot Brooklyn got another pick too. So okay, that one they only talk about the first round. So I thought they would talk about the second round too. So and screw Sport Illustrated. So moving on. Um, so we're gonna check out the draftroom.com with their because it's funny because they got like this year's, then you see next year's, and the year after that. So yeah, this is crazy. So let's look at the and it does have all teams on there. But I think somebody that had the 60th pick is not having their pick this year, which is kind of strange, unless something happened that I don't remember. Um, but yeah, like I said, I knew a team had Ace Bailey go to the Jazz. That I knew. Yeah, so that's going on. That'd probably be good for the Wizards too. So I wouldn't complain about it. Okay, I'm sorry, but does the Pelicans need any more big man? You know what I mean? Um, wait. Let's say told that. Oh, he's 7'2". Oh, okay. Um. No. Okay, if the Bucks would have kept that pick, I guess then they would have went for okay. Asa Newell, 6'10", 224. They compare him to Joakim Noah, which is not too bad. But the problem is with Joakim Noah, he is not a good free throw shooter. But okay, they said about that guy, he can hit the three ball. So works hard on the court and does all the dirty work. So good defensive player. So that's good news. Um, Dang, they got Hanson Yang getting picked in the first round by the Suns. So, like I said, crazy things they put on here, and plus we're like a week away. Okay, yeah, 2025 second round. So let's click that. So let's see. Excuse me. I guess if the Wolves decide, to get rid of, Rudy Gobert, but then again, another Frenchman that it seems like they're gonna get. Yeah, it seems like everybody's getting like a lot of centers in the second round. Okay, yeah, this was another player I was hoping, the Bucks would have got. Rocco Janarski, um, a bigger Andreas Bingers. Yeah, but Andreas Venus was not that good of a player either. So, a mountain of a man with a decent mobility and a lot of upsides. He controls the boards on both ends and is a solid rim protector and paint defender. He's got some shooting touch from mid range and a solid low post scorer. He's one of the best international players in this draft. So, it'd be something as they, 76ers said, nope, they're not taking him and leave him for the Bucks. Um, let's see. There are a lot of centers they think that's going to get picked in the second round. Like it was crazy enough in the first round last year that a lot of them got picked. Um, okay, Marquez Kim Jones, they're saying getting selected by the Wizards, so that would be interesting. Um, let's see. I know we talked about him in the last video, but it'd be interesting. So for the Bucks, either get a point guard or they'll get a big. Let's see. Oh, they got them getting a big. Armani Williams, 7 footer, 262. A long and athletic center who does everything needed to win, rebounds at a high level, and nice pass and playmaking ability for a center. Okay, that's good. So yeah, they got the Bucks picking the center, which they do need. Oh, center from England, so that's interesting. Hey, my wife's from England too, so probably would be a benefit of a doubt. So okay, I like what draftroom.com got for them to pick. Like you said, we saw ESPN got them thinking they need a wing, which I don't know. In that times they go with best player available or just random stuff. They just like okay, they should get this guy. They should get this guy. So, oh, okay. So it was the Knicks that forfeited their pick. I think it was something to do with like tampering. So okay, that's why it's 59 teams. Okay, so it was the Knicks that forfeited their pick. So good to know. Didn't know that before, but know it now. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, before we end this. So like I said, we're trying to keep this up to the hour, and I think it's like already like about half an hour already. So as y'all can probably see over here, normally they had Giannis right here, number one on Fansbro. But let's see where Giannis at on this. Could be the top 30. Oh, top 25. See, he ain't even on the list. So that most likely, solves the problem that he is not getting traded or he's not going anywhere. So just want to look at that, and then we can try to do something different. Where's the tool? Not draft lottery. Mock draft. Because I know we didn't do one since I think it was a few weeks we haven't done one. So oh yeah, this is the last one I did. And I picked Hanson Yang because I know they really just needed a good center. Um, but I think most likely something's gonna happen that the okay, so we're not gonna count this because the Knicks will forfeit that pick, so everybody else will probably would move up. So understandable. Um, yeah, see Cam Jones getting picked in the first round. So let's see that one. Sorry, I just need to look for a second. Where is he? Yeah, Hornets sales with the 54 pick. Yeah. Okay. So well. Okay. Yeah. That was what NBADraftRoom.com said that they. Well, that's one of the players that should get, but they DraftRoom.com got him picking somebody else. Um. Oh yeah, because this was crazy because it was all over the place where people was going for. So they didn't get the Volte. I think that's what his like first name is. So from the Badgers. So he probably will go undrafted, and somebody probably will pick him up. And maybe the Bucks will. You never know. So we're gonna restart this. So let's do it. Um. Oh, okay. Restart draft. Okay. So yes, we're gonna do this year's do the full draft. I think we did chaos and like team needs. I think no, we did standard. Then I don't think we did chaos. So we're gonna do with team needs. So we're gonna do a little bit different. So yeah, we're gonna use NBA's prefer draft order. Or okay, which draft order would you want to use? So I was taking last time I used Fansbro, and I don't know if I'm comfortable using ESPN, but then again, there's no ceilings. Not even sure, but I'm gonna bite the bullet and select ESPN, and okay, just make sure everything is correct. Maybe I'll give it like a lower speed. Yeah, just give it a lower speed. We don't want it to go that fast. So let's start. So who's who's Dallas getting? Okay, they still say Cooper Flag. Okay. Dylan Harper still with Spurs, so nothing new with that. Um, Yep. Okay, they got it changed into VJ Edgercombe. So where's Ace? Oh, Charlotte. I don't know. They do got Brandon Miller, so I don't know how that gonna work. Fifth pick. Oh, oh, they got Jazz like picking the center, and that's just crazy. Okay, so they end up picking the point guard, the Wizards, and yeah, they really got to really evaluate, their situation with the point guard position. Sorry about that, Pelicans. That's interesting. Trey Johnson for Toronto. Like they really need another small forward. Combo forward for the Rockets. A center for maybe. Combo guard, so that means somebody's gonna go. Jace Richardson, so maybe they'll replace Trey Young. Who knows? More Demi. Tall shooting guard, 6'9". Riley, a wing, another wing. Let's see. Okay, a big power forward. Not tall, but probably big. Okay, center for Wizards. Okay, Carter Bryant, combo forward. Danny, like the Heat needs another 7-footer. Come on. Okay. Dang, wow, they must really gonna trade Trey Young. Like they need another center, really. I don't know if they need another center too. But like I said, they probably need more of a shooting guard. Orlando. Okay, they dropped down. Actually, that's crazy. And then forgot the next end up getting back-to-back picks. So maybe. Yeah, Suns would probably would need that too. Cause they really need like a true point guard. Okay, Clippers get a center. Now the second round. Um, yeah, now they pushing them up there early in the second round. I wonder if they actually gonna go that order what they put up there. So let's see. Okay, Spurs again. Uh, Toronto get a point guard. Well, select a point guard. Oh crap! He's off the boards with the Wizards. Um. Yeah. Maybe unless they think and get rid of Jordan Clarkson. I'm sorry. Combo guard for the Bulls, point guard for the Magic, and now we're up next. So, like severe, we really need a center. Shooting guard. Of course, shooting guard and point guard are high level. That's if they don't end up signing Gary Trent Jr. or Kevin Porter Jr. So let's just say they retain their players. So except for wait a minute, how are they 8 million over the first apron and 2.7 the second? Like what in the world is going on? Okay, contract over. Oh, they look like there was some stuff that was done. So okay, there we go. Okay, some of these you probably gonna have to ignore because they probably just saying they still got unrestricted. Yeah, they really didn't update much. Yeah, they didn't because they still got what they have. So I would ignore that. Seems like they didn't really update that, and how can they? Because free agency ain't gonna be until next Friday. So I would still ignore that, and plus the apron and stuff that's going to be for next season. Now the cap's going to be going to be different. So, but then again, so guard, and we severely need a center. So the best player available, they said they should get Hugo Gonzalez as a small forward. Which they still got Kuzma. He's probably not going to go anywhere, so he's probably going to stay. So it's going to be that combo forward that they use. I wouldn't be surprised, they end up resigning Thanasis because at one time they got him playing center. So yeah, that was strange. Um, let's just say they was end up going for a shooting guard. Maybe they can get Cedric Karnar. Um, okay, nearly 18 points a game, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Not bad for a guy that's 6'6". And plus, the Bucks gonna be looking for like older players, as in like players that went through their senior year, or they went back for their fifth and final year, and after that saw that. Upside swing came out of nowhere, has a small sample size, but a freak athlete with terrific shooting mechanics. Looked great defensively this season and can put the ball on the deck. So let's just say they end up training Andre Jackson Jr. and they end up getting that guy. Um, so okay, this is ESPN's best available. They just got forwards and stuff. Like, is it actually like a John Tro John Trone? Okay, so his last name was Trone, but it was John. So okay, he was projected to get at 42, but they didn't go that route. Then maybe they can get Cam Jones and have him stay in Milwaukee, and maybe that'd be a thing, because he could be the combo guard. That's if they ain't gonna end up resigning either Kevin Porter Jr. or Gary Trent Jr. But they need to have at least I would try to get both of them, but if they had to at least have one, had to be Gary Trent Jr. Like, I would not want to see you know yeah, never they were saying that the Bucks may end up picking up. So there may be some people that may be available. So maybe the after the second round draft is over, maybe the Bucks can go for Armani Williams. So I'm still upset that the was it the Wisconsin Herd and they'll trade Drew Timmy to Brooklyn's development team. Yeah, that kind of sucks. So okay, so before we go on, we're gonna look for the best center they have available. Okay, 7 footer. Let's see. Oh, maybe. This is like you get somebody lanky or something like that that can run with like Giannis. That would be that perfect center that they need. So all the centers they want to go for, except for Amani Williams. I don't know. Let me see more information on this guy before we move on. Okay, 17 points a game, 1 assist, 7 rebounds. Mother said that's 61% from the field. Okay. We're not gonna look at highlight videos. We're just gonna see what people said about him, like scout report. So let's see. Old school back to the basket bruiser with awesome touch and great post back. Great rebounder and moves solidly for huge stature. Biggest question mark is how will he translate as someone only efficient right around the basket. Doesn't translate as well as a big to chase around modern bigs outside the 3 point line. So yeah, they probably won't even go for him. So let's go to best point guard available. Um, eh, Maybe they can go for a tall point guard. You never know. So let's see. Or there's some they can probably can get this guy for the off season. So senior, about 12 points a game, 5 assists, 6 rebounds. I would say that's like a little over 48% from the field. So not too bad. Okay. Oh crap. That's not what I wanted. Go back. Sorry about that, guys. Oh God. It kind of ruined it for me after they think okay. Yeah, that's who I was looking at. Let's try this again. Okay. Okay. Impossible to stop him getting to the rim, so he's a good attacker, really crafty in the lane, and okay sooner. That can work in overtime. Good passer, which is something the Bucks will need. Bigger Blake Rex Wesley. Oh God, a name from the past. Okay, so we gonna this probably don't say enough, but let's look at somebody another one. Just this last one. Super smooth, plays under control, very good playmaker. Not a great athlete, but has a great size for a point guard. He's elite at getting into his spots, especially from mid range. His 3 point shot is not good right now. He's really NBA ready, except for his shot. So they compare him to Drew Holiday. So, I was say because Drew Holiday, good defender and can shoot at times, decent. So, oh, we was looking at best point guard available. So, I don't want them to get like a little bit, the undersized point guard. Maybe, they can get a point guard that's like, 6'3", 6'4", or something like that. Okay, now this one be, bad size of point guard, but we don't know how, he plays. So, oh, there's a lot of people that's in the draft that may not even get picked. Wow. But I guess you know what? Go for it anyway. If it doesn't work out, go play overseas. So we'll just look at the shooting guard. Of course, we look at him and yeah, they're really shooting down. Jesus, this is sad because there's nobody there like that I would like. But the only person that's like I said, there's really not that good. If he's the best one available, then that's gonna okay. But if they do, they do. But they probably would think about their future. But I might take the bullet for this one, but hey, what? Let me look at him because I know the draftboard.com got him as favored to be picked. So 11 points a game, 3.2 assists. Michael said that's 9 rebounds, which would be helpful for the Bucks for rebounding, and that's not bad. 56% for the field, so not bad. So not gonna look at the field. We're just gonna lanky, athletic, two-way big that is unique in his ability to put the ball on the deck. Definitely believe he is under the radar and processes very limited buzz, but you have an NBA-ready athlete for a center that plays hard. Seems like he has a pretty good offense feel as a role player. Well, they're saying he should be like a backup big. Oh, I'm sorry. I hate when they do this. I wasn't trying to do that. I was trying to go down. So it really didn't explain, like, they just say he's like a good two-way big. That's something the Bucks can get, but is he a good three-point shooter as well? So that's good. He's like good offensive defense. Oh crap, that's all they got on him. Um, and maybe it'll come in time if they decide what. Okay, let's go with this guy. So I'm gonna bite the bullet for it, and I'm gonna end up let's see, where is he? I'm gonna end up picking him anyway. So oh well, he's that skinny. Yeah, he either weighed less than Brook Lopez, so he probably can run. So man, that'd be a good deal. That's the best. That's the only player on there. I know there was a point guard that I kind of like, but it's just like kind of questionable. So that's why I was just like a little bit hesitant. Cedric Coward was a good one, but it's like we don't know our shooting guard situation, but we definitely don't know our point guard situation. So that's probably because we know Damian Lillard's gonna be out. I know there's crazy things that we were saying that maybe they can get Chris Paul for a year and see how he goes, and end up winning it, and have him give his final season, play with the Bucks, play with Giannis, and he's probably not. He's still decent on defense, but Chris Paul can still can pass the ball, can dribble, and like a perfect point guard for the run offense on the team. But well, don't forget there's other free agencies that's out there available as well. So that's a possibility. So a lot of things did change with this mock draft with Fanspo. So if you want to do any NBA and NFL trades that are very accurate, you can check out fanspo.com. Like I said, I would be happy with the pick. So a combo like he can play the power forward or center, so that's good news. And like if they still keep Giannis, Bobby Portis, and also Jericho Sims, they'll be okay. And then you got Kyle Kuzma that can play the small forward or the power forward. So I think their big man, after they they get this one in the draft, I think there will be okay big man wise. So don't want nobody end up getting injured. So maybe look for like another big in free agency, and also or just get another big out of the draft that's not getting undrafted. But if Cam Jones don't get taken, why not go for him for the if he gets undrafted? Yeah, Bucks can go for him. And but like I also said that Bucks do got an option to do cash consideration for a second round draft pick. So that's a possibility. But anyways, guys, let me know what y'all think. Do you think I'm crazy about what I did with the mock draft, or do you have one that you think that should that the Bucks should get? So if you like today's video, please please subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Hopefully when we get close to that date, ooh, that hurt it. When we get close to the 1,000 subscribers, we will do a giveaway, but we will talk about it, like what we're gonna give away and stuff like that, because right now we still don't know. Also, over 2,700 video of Bucks content, comic book content, Milwaukee development content, and also wrestling content, which I know I got to do a little bit more on. So at least I'll have some time tomorrow to do something like that, release some wrestling content. Well, I wouldn't say a lot, but I just recently put up a video about a friend of mine went to Raw and showed the highlights and stuff like that. So you get a chance check that video out. And yeah, there are some messages at the end of that video as well. So you probably be like, okay, this should be something. But yeah, One of the longest reigning YouTube channels on here. Also, when you get a chance, check out the website, wrestlingfanspeakout.weebly.com, with like upcoming events wrestling wise in the Midwest, meet and greets in the Midwest, videos like this, and all a bunch of other stuff that you could check out. Like photos we took with wrestlers, photos we took with some Bucks players, and all other stuff. Like some stuff that was going on on Wrestling Talk. So some of the interviews I did there. So you get a chance, check that out. Um, Also, it's Pride Month, so support the community, and also it is Mental Health Awareness Month for men. So men's mental health awareness. So people, check on the guys in your life. Either it's your brother, sister, or if it's a woman, checking on the guy, either you're dating him or he's your brother, or whatever the case may be. Just please check on your guys for because mental health is really seriously, and I'm just glad more people like myself is talking about it from stuff that I went through and stuff that other people are going through. And I didn't know about this either until I found out today that this is PTSD Awareness Month in June as well. So like people in the army, they get like PTSD from fighting the war and stuff like that, and plus the battleground that they go through. So, and plus I got a son that's in the army too, so you know it may happen to him or something like that in the near future if he decide they want to draft him to go fight a war or whatever. So always check on people been in the battle, or it could be anybody that was in like an abusive relationship. So you might need to check on them as well too. So either if a man or a woman that was in an abusive relationship or like getting abused, you know, go go get some help, and hopefully somebody will be helping you guys. So that's what we hope. We would like to thank Mike and Robin Thompson and also Midwest Wrestling Collectibles for the sponsorship. Whenever you have an opportunity, if you want wrestling merch, check out Midwest Wrestling Collectibles on Facebook. DVDs, VHS, figures, and all other stuff. So if you get a chance, check them out. That'll be it for me. I need to hurry up and put the video up before it hits midnight. So until the next video, guys, you have a good one and see you later. Man up, woman up, face up.